I am Mapala Zita. The beauty of our cultural diversity is what makes us unique. Let us stand together for a peaceful and one Cameroon.
I am Biwa Brian, and I believe peace is the bridge that connects us all. Let's strive to build a world where love, tolerance, and understanding thrives. Advocate for peace in our communities.
My name is Gange Glory. Yes, we are born of different wombs, yet bound together by cultural heritage, thus obliged to live in harmony, love, peace, and reverence for our beloved nation, Cameroon.
I am called Evans Williams Jobati. Do you know Cameroon is a country rich of diverse cultures, with English and French as main languages. The territory, which harbors different religious beliefs such as Christianity and Islam, is situated at the heart of Africa and has been termed Africa in miniature. That is why
together, hand in hand, let us preserve the unity of our beautiful country, Cameroon.
This is a message from Royal FM, the listeners' radio.
Il est 14h.
Hein? Donc ce n'était pas les divers?
Bah oui! 0 francs les frais de transfert et 1% les frais de retrait vrai. Rends-toi sur Max It. Orange Money.
Subscribe to Masuk for a strong and prosperous economy.
The 2PM Newscast
with
Biwa Brian.
Good afternoon, radio faithfuls, and welcome to Royal FM's 2 p.m. English newscast. Stay with me for the headlines. A video has surfaced on the social media showing a citizen destroying the incumbent president's photo while promoting presidential candidate Issa Chiruma Bakari. But what are the legal boundaries surrounding this type of public political protest?
It is virtually wrong, and the law punishes it vehemently if these persons are found guilty beyond reasonable doubt. It means the penal code of our country actually punishes this type of vandalism.
In sports, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon have turned focus to their next World Cup qualifying game against Angola, as a preparatory meeting is currently underway at the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education to finalize logistics ahead of Monday's do or die. And out of the country, Ethiopia has accused Eritrea of preparing to wage war against its coalition with an opposition grouping in the latest signing of an escalating tension between the two neighbors over control of the Red Sea. Stay with me for the news in full.
2025 presidential election, a special page in the news.
And we begin the 2 p.m. news with a special page, a presentation of Evans Williams Jobati. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Biwa Brian.
The Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, has accredited about 5,000 election observers ahead of the October 12 elections.
Presiding over a workshop to distribute the Observer's Guide and a legal framework for the October 12, 2025 presidential elections was aimed at briefing on and harmonizing the work of election observers ahead of the polls. During the set event, Minat boss Paul Atanganji called on civil society actors and observers to act responsibly and respect the laws in force to ensure transparency, credibility, and social peace throughout the electoral process. Take a listen to him in this excerpt.
It's important to discuss with them because after the process, they have the obligation to send a report to the ministry, and we'll do an evaluation to say exactly what was done properly and what was not done properly. So it's important for us to have this workshop so we agree on the basics and the principles. For instance, some of them think that the ministry will have to pay for transportation and lodging. We tell them that no, you are observers. We have nothing to do with your lodging or transportation. You are coming to evaluate and report on a process. So at the same time that we expect you to present a neutral report. You don't expect us to lodge you, pay transportation. So at the end of the day, it's like a joke. So it's just a sensitization process where each observer should know exactly what has to be done before, during, and after the process. So when we agree on things like that, there's no confusion in what has to be done during the process.
In the same light, the Director General of Elections at Elecam, Dr. Eric Esuse, has reiterated that only accredited observers will be allowed in various polling stations nationwide on Sunday. He also reassured the national and international observers on their security on Elections Day. Get him speak on the microphone of our journalism student on internship, Lionel Binzi.
We are here to give the useful information to the observers, national and international, so that they are very informed about our electoral process, to know how many persons register, how many polling stations, how to observe in the polling station, and other useful information. I think that they are satisfied also for their security and all which is around these observations. All things are good, and I think that we are all satisfied.
Evans, you say the National Communication Council has once again called on media outlets who will be covering the 2025 presidential elections to respect the rules of the forthcoming events.
Noted as his second outing since the campaign periods were officially launched last September 27, Joseph Chebonken Kalabopsi applauded some media organs who respected directives from the National Communication Council on their conduct during elections, although some cases of non-respect have still been noted. Yesterday's session was also an opportunity for the NCC boss to remind community radios of the need to be apolitical and responsible. Here him speak in this excerpt.
The Council has noted several instances of misconduct involving some traditional and online media organs. They include the live broadcast of a political party's rally, the participation of civil society representatives during program. The Council strongly cautions the media managers of the station to limit participation exclusively to candidates competing or their representatives. The Council condemns the broadcast of video on the social media TikTok depicting an activist claiming to be a partisan of the FSNC political party as he tore the official portrait of the President of the Republic. The publication of a post inciting tribal hatred on the social media platform Facebook, then the broadcast of a video compilation on the social media platform TikTok showing the CPDM candidate in a negative light. Considering the above cases, the Council reserves the right to take appropriate actions.
Before you go, you have a roundup of some presidential candidates' campaign news events.
Of course, Brian, after their national champion and presidential candidate for this year's elections, Paul Biya, successfully duelled with the population of Marwa in the far north region, the CPDM party have continued galvanizing support in their favor while asking everyone to cast in the white ballot paper. In the meantime, Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute, has invited the population of Meme Division to vote Paul Biya. He was speaking yesterday during a rally in Kumba to mobilize more votes for the incumbent. Hear him speak in this excerpt.
To continue to trust in him because he trusts in us. He don't give us his trust, we should give him our trust. And the only way we can do that is to go and put that ballot on Sunday. No be so? Put your casket for party aside. If you love Kumba, you want the development of Kumba. And the only person who can guarantee that development of Kumba for now is President Paul Biya.
On his part, candidate Serge Espoir Matomba has promised to create 5 million jobs within 5 years if elected. He was speaking in the Menganga, Adamawa region this Wednesday, October 8th, after touring the town and meeting potential voters at the various market centers.
I'm very satisfied. As you see, we are now in Menganga. You can see how the B2B that we have been making on the field, you can see how people are very ready to receive us. They are assuring us that by the 12th they will do what they're supposed to do our country, a country of freedom. Many of the youth say they want the change because they have been suffering. And we have promised them that by the moment that we have the power, it's not only the public function we will have where they will have jobs. We will create so many jobs, and in our project we have ready to create in 5 years 5 million jobs, not in the public sector only, in many other sectors. It's for that we say all Cameroonians have to vote for the red ballot so that together we should go and get our freedom.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the SDF, Joshua Osei, has taken his campaign message of change and national revival to Abongbang in the East region. Addressing supporters, he called on Cameroonians to take ownership of the country's development by choosing leaders committed to productivity, social justice, and transparency. Osei told the crowd that the East region, rich in natural resources, should not remain poor, adding that with honest leadership and inclusive governance, every community can benefit from its potential. He said such transformation is only possible if voters choose the pink ballot paper on October 12. In the same light, the lone woman in the race, presidential candidate of the UDC, Tomaino Damjoya, will set sight on Kutaba and Bafoussam in the west region of Cameroon. Meantime, Akere Muna and Seta Caxton have planned on closing campaign rallies in the East region, Center and Littoral. The two presidential candidates will be in Betua in the East today with hopes of wooing voters to vote for the UNDP of Bello Buba Maigari. On Friday, October 10th, the caravan of the unified campaign team will hit the roads of Suza, Mbanga, Penja, Melong, Kongsamba, and later on Ezeka, Makak, Edea, Puma, Bumnyobel, and Mizole. The coalition has also programmed a grand rally in Yaoundé on Saturday, October 11th, a day before voting day. As for the Cameroon Democratic Front (FDC), its presidential candidate Samuel Yodi Hiram campaigned in Mbalmayo and Mengeni in the Nyong and So division of the Central region. Upon arrival, he presented his project of a new era to the population, as you hear him in this soundbite.
We are working to give all the tools to our rural population to make sure that they can live from the farm work that they are doing. We want to assure them that we will work to put and to install, to implement industry in their division, so they don't have any more to sell their products at a lower price. And I hope that the population of Mengeme will vote for me massively on October 12th. So division, which has a particular place in our program, as SAR, as Bafia, those are places where we have a lot of agriculture.
And Brian, as the presidential fever gets hotter, a viral video has surfaced on social media platforms showing a citizen destroying photos of the outgoing president Paul Biya while campaigning for Issa Chiroma Bakari of the FSNC. Noting that this is not the first time that this has been seen publicly, our reporter Glory Ngange spoke with a legal mind and now reports.
Nelson Lambris begins with an explanation of the posture of an outgoing president during campaign periods.
As per the Constitution of 18 January 1996, if you read Article 7, Sub 4, it states, and I quote, "The post of the president is incompatible with any professional activity or any general elective post," and simply means that as we speak, the president of the republic automatically is an incumbent candidate vying to remain for the post of the president of the republic, like the other 11 candidates. It was the effigy of a presidential candidate that was destroyed, and not the effigy of the president of the Republic of Cameroon.
However, according to the juries, destroying other candidate posters and pictures as a campaign strategy for a particular presidential hopeful is an act of vandalism.
When you do that, you are doing a sabotage of the other candidate, of which you are supposed to just canvass for the vote of your own candidate that you support. It means that you are supposed to seduce Cameroonians to vote for the candidate that you support and not going around to destroy the campaign papers of the other candidate.
Cameroon's penal code condemns and punishes this phenomenon, which is becoming rampant in the society today, as Nelson Lambris points out.
It is virtually wrong, and the law punishes it vehemently if these persons are found guilty beyond reasonable doubt. It means the penal code of our country actually punishes this type of vandalism, and it is not only as per presidential candidate, but it's also as preservation and the protection of the public, and actually preventing people to commit this type of act, which is punishable by Article 74 of the Cameroon Penal Code.
As the campaign period ends in 2 days, sympathizers and supporters of the various political parties and candidates are urged to uphold the law while exercising freedom of speech as a fundamental right.
2025 presidential election that was a special page in the news.
And coming up in this newscast, the increased use of medicated glasses has become a common sight in the country. But what can account for the driving rise in vision impairments?
Children these days tend to consume more and more sweet things, carbonated drinks, alcohol, smoking, and all of this, if in excess, can actually affect the general health and the eye.
Some beneficiaries of Maso Act 5 at the Mfu Finance Agency have received their financial package in the colorful ceremony organized yesterday. The recipients thanked the management of Renapro Finance SA as such initiative will go a long way to ameliorate their businesses. Abel Bella Samari was at the event and now reports.
It was a colorful ceremony that attracted mutualists as well as onlookers in the town on Fu in the Mefu and Afamba division of the Central Region, who gathered to witness the handing over of finances to beneficiary of Act 5 of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Maso, presided over by officials of Renapo Finance SA in the presence of the Fu Renapo Finance SA Director of Agency. The ceremony saw mutualists going home with a sum of 250,000 francs CFA, right up to 1 million francs CFA. Esumba Celestine is a technician who says,
This is my second year, and thank God I was raffled out. This money is going to help me a lot with the business I run. It's going to give me a greater start.
Like Esumba Celestine, who talk about what he intended to do with the money, Mvogo Francois is another beneficiary of 1 million francs CFA from the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Maso.
A feeling of joy and satisfaction. I didn't expect it. At this moment, I plan to expand my business.
Apart from the millions, small-scale business persons like Madame Bisek, Baga Bernadette Lizette, beneficiary of 250,000 francs CFA, explain what she intends to do with her money.
I am in the commercial sector and I deal with smoked fish. This money will give me the strength to expand my business and have more next year.
Madame Matt Ivina equally shared on how she intends to manage her 250,000 francs won from the raffle draw ceremony organized at the esplanade of Renapo Finance SA Agency in Fu some few weeks back.
I am a Bayam Selam and I sell cassava, sometimes nuts and arrow. I plan to expand my business with this money so that in the future I can be a big trader in this country. I am very excited about this prize because I didn't know I would win it.
From Act 1 to Act 5 of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Maso in his finest mission has been to remove man from the shackle of poverty.
Today, October 9, 2025, Cameroon and the rest of the world observe the World Sight Day under the theme Love Your Eye, putting people at the heart of eye health. This comes up at a time when there has been a recent surge in the number of people using medicated lenses. In this light, our reporter Ngang Nadesh caught up with an expert who explains the factors that account for the surge in our context. Here is her report.
In recent years, the world has witnessed a significant shift towards digitalization, which has increased exposure to screens and in turn, a growing negative impact on our eye health. Ateasom Collins is an optometrist.
Babies grow up already manipulating tablets at early age. It becomes a habit as they grow up. So they spend more hours on screen, and this also affects the way their eyes develop, and in the long run it can cause eyes problems. Are not equally left out because there's nothing you can do without your phone or the laptop. So all of this exposes us to more eyes issue.
According to the expert, lifestyle factors such as smoking and excessive alcohol consumption have been identified as significant contributors to the growing prevalence of eye problems.
Another factor that can contribute to eyes problems are the types of things we eat. Children these days tend to consume more and more sweet things, carbonated drinks, alcohol, smoking, and all of this, if in excess, can actually affect the general health and the eye.
In addition to lifestyle factors, our diet also plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy vision.
There are certain eye conditions, if detected on time, can be better managed. So we encourage parents, children to do frequent eye checkup. That's yearly eye checkup. This will go a long way to reduce certain eye condition and also the risks of blindness.
The eye care expert recommends some essential tips for eye health, starting with regular eye checkups.
Do a lot of physical exercises, drink much water, eat more fruits and vegetables, and we just have to be careful because most of our fruits, vegetables today are more of chemicals, so we should go in for the ones that are chemical free. I know it's kind of difficult, but we just have to be careful.
To conclude, for individuals who spend extended periods in front of screens, the optometrist offers valuable advice to reduce eye strain and promote eye health.
Again, we'll encourage those who spend long hours on the screen to create time and relax. Meaning after working on the screen for long hours, you can always create time, you relax a bit before you continue. This helps to keep the eyes healthy. Then they can as well get blue protect lens or blue cut photochromic lenses. This helps as well to prevent the eyes from blue light from the screen. It helps for sun and equally helps for UV radiation. So this will go a long way to protect the eyes and to keep the eyes healthy.
World Sight Day was originally initiated by the Sight First campaign of Lions Club International Foundation in 2000 and observed annually on the second Thursday in October. This year's theme slated Love Your Eyes, putting people at the heart of eye health, focuses on the need for eye care to be accessible, available and affordable for everyone, everywhere.
In economy, a recent report by the National Institute of Statistics has shown that Cameroon recorded a 58 billion CFA franc saving in the palm oil sector between 2024 and 2025, an achievement that was made possible thanks to the revival of the National Production and the Agro-Industry Support Plan. Jeffrey Tachum exchanged with experts who make an assessment of this financial upturn. His report.
Hard work and smartness are the two qualities that led to an unexpected boom in the palm oil sector, according to Sarah Fernberger. However, the research analyst at the Cameroon Economic Policy Institute recommends palm oil producers to limit exports from other African countries as this might be detrimental for local demand. And in the context of intensive agricultural production that prioritizes profits and overlooks environmental aspects, Cameroon Economic Policy Institute Director Henry Kwam reacts. The palm oil sector is expected to grow with new refineries being announced, such as the Cameroon Refining Society, adding to the existing Novia plant. These developments could boost the economy and create employment.
Jeffrey Tachum in that report. And away from there, we move out of the country. At least 13 people have been killed after an attack on one of the last remaining hospitals in El Fashas, a Sudanese city out of the country. Finu Crispin report.
16 others, including a doctor and nurse, were injured after the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces shelled Saudi hospital several times on Tuesday night. Pictures showed shattered windows, cracks from shrapnel, a gaping hole in the mud brick and wall, twisted metal from hospital beds covering the floor. A group of Sudanese medics has called that the attack is a war crime. The RSF has been besieging El Fasher for more than 17 months, leaving hundreds of thousands of people stuck in the city facing starvation.
And still with you, Crispin, Ethiopia has accused Eritrea of preparing to wage war against it in a coalition with an opposition grouping in the latest signing of an escalating tension between the two neighbors over control of the Red Sea.
Ethiopia's accusation is contained in a letter sent by its foreign minister Gideon Timotheus to the UN chief Antonio Guterres, warning that the past few months Eritrea has not yet commented on the latter, but its relationship with Ethiopia has become increasingly strained in recent months. Ethiopia has been relying support to regain access to the Red Sea, causing alarm in Eritrea as it took control of the coastline at independence in 1993.
We talk sports where the indomitable Lions of Cameroon secured a vital 2-0 away victory against the Dodos of Mauritius yesterday in Port Louis, marking their 9th fixture in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. The win keeps their qualification hopes alive as the team is already back home to gear up for their next crucial encounter against Angola on Monday. Here is an excerpt from Cameroonians who followed the said encounter.
In the first half, there were a lot of chances that which unfortunately could not go in the net, but we felt that something was about to happen. We just needed these little changes from the second half to make a little bit of difference. Because if you notice, the likes of Carl Eta-Eyong has been very instrumental, and also Muhammadu Nagida has made his best to ensure that chances come up for the Cameroonian side.
We defended well, though some light couple of errors, but I think the coach Maurice heard the cry of most Cameroonians and made some changes that were very much needed, changes that were supposed to be done far before this game. For example, benching Bakar Vincent and playing the likes of Choupo-Moting and the new striker Eta-Eyong. The strength they brought to the attack, the pressing they brought that we lacked from previous games.
Should Coach Mark Brice play with this same formation that I saw him play with today, I think on Monday it will be very difficult for Cameroon. Coach must know key players to put in matches like this, because when we keep struggling, it affects the players for the next match. It's going to be a match of psychology, a match of who wants it more. Cameroon may win, but we shouldn't expect an easy win, because when you look at the match today, the players played as though there's that connection problem between the players. Don't forget that Angola, they have nothing to lose. Whether they win or they draw or they are beaten, they have nothing to lose.
As in the World Cup qualifiers, the Pharaohs of Egypt have punched their ticket to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, becoming the third African team to qualify following Morocco and Tunisia. The multiple African champions secured their place yesterday with a convincing 3-0 victory over Djibouti, with star forward Mohamed Salah netting a decisive brace to ease their qualification. With Egypt's qualification, 19 out of the 48 available spots in the tournament have now been filled, while the remaining nations will progressively qualify in the coming months. Cameroon will be represented by 3 clubs, including Fab Boys and Girls and Tonne Calora Club, at the upcoming African Club Handball Championship. The 3 clubs are just days away from the highly anticipated participation in the 40th African Club Handball Championship in Casablanca, Morocco, which still officially opens on October 11 and will run until October 20, 2025. The Cameroonian representatives will compete against 16 other elite clubs from Africa, including powerhouses from Egypt, Angola, and the host nations, Morocco. Notably, FAB will compete in Group B, while TKC women will battle in Group A against formidable opponents from Egypt, Benin, and Morocco. Let's now have a summary of this newscast in the French language with Doreen Mbimi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brian. La mutualiste Masso Acte 5 dépose ses valises en fou. Les bénéficiaires de l'Acte 5 ont reçu les financements de projets de 250 000 à 1 million hier. Ce 9 octobre 2025 est consacré à la Journée mondiale du handicap. Protéger et reconnaître les droits des personnes en situation de handicap est le sens à donner à cette journée. Une primauté sur la sensibilisation du gouvernement sur la multiplication des actions en faveur des personnes handicapées. En sport, football éliminatoire de la Coupe du Monde 2026, les Lions indomptables du Cameroun sont arrivés ce jour en terre camerounaise pour les préparatifs du prochain match face à l'Angola le 13 octobre prochain. On rappelle qu'ils se sont imposés hier face à l'île Maurice, 2-0 et assurent l'essentiel en conservant la deuxième place du groupe D.
And it is with that news summary from Doreen Bimi that we have reached the end of today's English news edition. The news was technically assisted by Romuald Kume, who was our sound engineer and studios clerk. Video editing was ensured by Brian Bida, production assistants Ngang Nadesh, news editing Mapala Zita. Editorial coaching was done for us by Abel Bela Samari. Coordination from the station's manager Roger Kiek. General supervision we had from the Reverend Pastor Bisai Emmanuel Noel. For presentation, my name is Biwa Brian, inviting you to stay tuned to Reality 8.4 FM and to follow our special program on the presidential election, which comes out at 4 p.m. and will be presented by Jean-Marie Anaba.